With every mile the truck devoured, the driver felt paranoia take root in his mind. The persistent silhouette in his rear view, a car that seemed to shadow his every move, even when the curves of the road made it disappear for a moment, only to reappear closer than before. Upon reaching the motel, the feeling of safety was a mirage. The room, which should have been a refuge, became a prison. He locked the door, the window, and hid under the covers, but his mind refused to shut off. Thoughts swirled in an endless loop. What did he want? What was in the back of the truck? What would he do if he caught me? The silence was broken by a metallic sound, a sinister rhythm of knocking. The sound came from the parking lot, directly from his truck. He got up, cautiously, and pressed against the window. There, under the faint light of the lamppost, was the same truck. The man got out of the vehicle, a macabre smile on his face, and approached his truck. "No, no, please," he whispered to himself. The man went to the back of the vehicle and opened the bay doors. For a second, their eyes met and the driver froze. Distance didn't matter. The man could see him. The man climbed into the truck, and the sound of metal twisting echoed through the night. It was as if he was tearing the truck apart with his bare hands. He tore out a giant tire, twice the size of a person, as if it were a feather. The man stopped and looked at the room window. He threw the tire, breaking the glass and setting off the alarm. The driver ran to the bathroom, locked the door, and huddled on the floor, praying. The truck came to life, the engine roaring and the tires singing on the asphalt. It moved, leaving the driver behind. Hours passed, and silence returned. He heard nothing, only his breathing and his heart. He came out of the bathroom and went to the window. The truck was not there. Still terrified, he called the police. The voice on the line asked, "What happened? Was the truck stolen?" "I don't know, but I think he took something from inside it." They sped away, the car leaving a trail of dust. With every second, the distance between them and the officer grew. They didn't dare look back. The only thing that mattered was to escape. After hours on the road, they crossed the border and stopped. Silence reigned in the car, a disturbing silence. They looked at each other, and a panic hit them. The car was stopped in the same place they had fled from. The barn was ahead, a waiting monster, and the men were outside, their shotguns pointed at them. "What are we going to do?" one of the girls asked. The officer got out of the car, his face expressionless. He stopped in front of the car, looked at them, and smiled. "Did you really think I was going to let you go? I never do. You're not lucky, girls. You're in a trap," he said with a smile on his face. "What do you want from us? Why did you follow us?" another asked. "What do I want? I want something from you, something very special." He walked around the car and pointed to the cornfield. He began to whistle, a horrendous sound that made all the birds fly out of all the cornfields. The cornfield opened up and revealed a 6-foot creature with white eyes and long arms. The monster looked at them and smiled. His mouth had no teeth, just holes. "This is your chance. Get out of the car and walk to the barn. If you do what I say, maybe I'll let you go. Maybe," he said. The creature approached. "We're going to die," one of them said. Stacy looked at her and the monster. "No, we're not," Stacy said. "What are you going to do?" the other asked. Stacy smiled. "We're going to do what we do best. Run." She accelerated the car, running over the officer and the monster. The car moved, leaving the nightmare behind. They didn't go home. They went to the military base, where they told the story. No one believed them. Help was on the way, but the wait seemed eternal. The girl looked at the back door, fear haunting her. She saw a hand on the glass. The person's arm was long and bony, and the fingers had claws. The back door opened, and the man she had seen in the car came out. The man smiled. His mouth was large, his teeth were sharp, and his eyes were red. He grabbed her by the arm and dragged her out of the car. The other man, who had helped her, did nothing. She screamed, but no one heard her. The man carried her into the car, put her in the trunk, and closed the door. She stayed there, in the dark, the smell of mold suffocating her. She heard the car door open and close. She was alone, in the dark, with the monster. "I won't hurt you. I'm taking you home. It's my job," he said. He started driving. She looked at the back of the seat. The back seat was torn. She could see the car's light. She crawled to the back and tried to open the door, but she couldn't. She hit the door, but it was no use. She sat down, crying, waiting for death. She couldn't run. She was trapped. She felt something touching her hair. She turned and saw the man's hand, the same hand that grabbed her. "I told you I wouldn't hurt you. I told you I would take you home," he said. He looked at her and smiled. "But I didn't say you would come back alive," he said. And he grabbed her, his claws in her skin, and dragged her into the darkness. They returned the next day, the sunlight clearing the forest. The house looked like a ghost. They found the brother's car. The battery was dead. They looked around, searching for the man the brother had seen, but found nothing. The next day, they went home. The brother didn't talk about what happened, but the story didn't end. Weeks later, the young truck driver had the same problem with the van. The lights went out in the middle of the road. He called his brother for help. The brother, now older and more experienced, got in the car and drove to his brother. He arrived at the scene and found his brother on the ground. He approached, and his brother was no longer there. He looked around and saw his truck. The truck was abandoned with the doors open. He approached the truck and saw something in the back seat. It was his brother, but the brother was no longer his brother. His skin was white, his eyes were red, and his mouth was full of teeth. "What happened to you?" he asked. "I'm not me anymore. I'm him, and he wants you." He turned and saw the man on the road. He was not a man, he was a ghost. The ghost was the same person who had haunted him on the road. The ghost smiled. "You found me. I told you I was going to find you," he said. The ghost started walking towards him. "You're going to be my next victim," he said. The brother ran, but the ghost followed him. He hid in a truck, but the ghost was in front of him. "I told you, I'm going to get you." He ran to the house. The house was the safest place he could go. He entered the house and locked the door. He sat on the floor, crying, waiting for death. He looked at the window and saw the ghost. "I told you I was going to get you, and I will," he said. The brother ran upstairs. He hid in the room, under the bed. "I know you're there. I can feel your fear." The ghost was in front of the door. "I'm going to get you, and you won't escape from me. You'll never escape from me again." And he got him. They fled, the car speeding, leaving the nightmare behind. The silence inside the car was the only thing that accompanied them. The trio did not talk about what happened. They went to the base and locked themselves in the room. They didn't want to talk to anyone. They just wanted to forget. But one of them couldn't. He who saw the creatures could not forget. He was the only one who saw the faces of the creatures. Their faces were not normal. They had no eyes, no nose, no mouth. The only thing they had were what looked like holes, holes that had nothing inside. He remembered what the cult leader had said. They don't have faces, they have holes, and they want your faces. He didn't know what that meant, but he felt terrified. One night he wakes up to a noise, the sound of metal clanging. He gets up and goes to the window. He sees a creature, the same one he saw in the cornfield, in front of the door. He runs to his friend's room, but they are not there. He panics. He goes to the living room and sees a face. The face is not human. The face is a creature's. The creature smiles. "We met again. I told you we would meet again," the creature said. "What do you want from me?" he asked. "I want your face. I want your face for myself. I will collect your faces, and yours will be my masterpiece," the creature said. He ran, but the creature chased him. He hid in the room under the bed. "I know you're there. I can feel your fear," the creature said. The creature was in front of the door. "I'm going to get your face, and you won't escape from me. You'll never escape from me again." And it got him.